After being in California just 7 days ago, the series moves northeast to Quebec, Canada. It was a somewhat slow start to the year, but now the season is in full swing. This is Le Grand Prix de Trois-Rivieres.
Well, Team Yost have certainly dominated sports car competition over the last 4 years, Lee, and very rarely do they lose. And it's extremely rarely when they lose 2 in a row, which has happened recently in the LMS competition. But they bounced back strongly here yesterday with an outstanding qualifying performance by Marco Werner. And I'm standing by here as the celebration begins for the race today. Marco, great lap yesterday. You were touching the wall everywhere, it seemed, to get that fast lap. How much do you need to throttle back today to survive 3 hours?
I was not really touching the wall, but it was very, very close. But I have a very good car from Infinity Team Yost. Congratulations to the team. It was a great car yesterday. It was great laps, a couple of laps. Every lap was better and better. I'm learning in every lap. It's my first time here and I'm very, very happy.
Hi, I'm Frank Bieler from Germany. I'm in car number 1, the Infineon Yost Audi, and my co-driver is Marco Werner.
Hi, I'm Tomáš Enge from Czech Republic. I drive the number 88 Ferrari 550 Maranello from Team ProDrive, and my partner in the car is Peter Cox from Netherlands.
Hi, I'm Sascha Maaßen from Germany. I'm driving the 23 Porsche with Lucas Luhr.
And here they are, they build towards a start. It's Marco Werner versus JJ Lehto. Germany versus Finland on the front row. Here we go. Round 4 of the American Le Mans Series is underway, and look at on the inside. The Dyson car dives there, but it is the Yost Audi that takes the lead. Marco Werner, then JJ Lehto as they head into turn 2.
Man, and I am quickly becoming a Werner fan. We said we didn't know about his quality compared to other drivers Yost has had. He has been brilliant at this track, just remarkable. Talked about almost bouncing off walls, and he has been so spectacular that we swore he was hitting them.
Butch Leitzinger in third, following the 2 Audis up front. Then we have the 2 JML Panos cars. Look at this, Lehto, hard on the brakes on the opening lap. Good close stuff between the 2 Audi R8s.
Is that a dream field right there? Look at the Ferrari Corvette, and all of the drivers are total world caliber drivers. Thomas Enge up against Ollie Gavin. You go, boy!
There's a problem for one of the prototypes.
That's a 670.
That's one of the Dyson cars,
It
is
is.
it?
Yep. Oh, man, what is this? Look at this taking a run of the Corvette down the inside.
It's the 20 of Andy Wallace is in trouble.
Oh, my.
On just the second lap of the race. Look at this.
Alongside.
Gavin, it could be Gavin on Thomas Enge. It is.
Well, Andy Wallace has brought the Dyson Racing 675 car in. They're taking the rear clip off. Taking a look in there, they've got the laptop plugged in, so I'd assume it's something electronic, something to do with the engine. We'll try and give you an update shortly.
And look, Enge. This surprised everyone yesterday because they thought the Corvette would dominate qualifying, and the Ferrari pounced and pounced strong. Enge bringing the 88 car to the first pole for that team, for that mark for the year in the American Le Mans Series.
Well, guys, I just checked with the ProDrive team. They said the biggest thing right now is to stay out of trouble, but we got to remember, Enge did that lap on softer tires, and the Corvette guys, they went for harder tires, longevity. They think that their tires will be better over the long run. As a matter of fact, the guys down at Corvette said, give the Ferrari 5-6 laps, he's going to come to us.
Let's have a look at GT. 24 versus 23. It's the 2 Alex Job Porsches.
Yeah, another dream battle here. We saw Alex allow these fellows to battle all last year, and this morning I talked both with, in fact, we had breakfast with Timo, and I talked with Sascha Maaßen and said, are there team orders at all? And he said, just don't hit each other.
Exactly.
Beyond that, anybody can go for it, anybody can win.
We are under a full course caution, and this is the reason why Michael Schramm.
You can see he more or less just went right straight off. I think, he just simply pulled off.
Before the full course caution came out, Bill, it was interesting to note Marco Werner had edged out a 2.7, virtually a 3-second lead over Lehto. As we wind up,
boy, oh boy, well, Lehto right away wanted to get by that Lola, and he is once again, well, I was going to say on the tail, he isn't. Werner has really been so impressive all throughout this weekend. And he's quite spectacular. He's doing something that I've never seen any Audi driver do before. He's almost driving like a sprint car. Tom Christensen would be the exact opposite. He's as smooth as glass. Everything was just flowing. Werner turns into a corner, just whap, he's hard on the throttle and pitching the car through the corner. It's spectacular to watch.
The Corvette-Ferrari battle is heating up, and massive lock up there as John Field comes into this battle as well.
Huge burst of smoke off the brakes there. Yep, there's the Corvette, you can see it.
And the 3-car Ron Fellows, he gets by the 80.
Well, let's see, where is he going to get him?
Down in the arch. That's a brave spot.
That's a really brave spot. That is,
Whoa.
oh boy, there's a burst of smoke right there too.
David Brabham fought that as hard as he could. Meanwhile, for the number 1 Infineon Yost Audi, Marco Werner, who just set this field alight yesterday in qualifying, is continuing to cruise away from JJ Leto.
Yeah, and you saw in that graphic we just had a second ago there that in one lap he jumped up more than a second and a half. That's one of the frustrations on a circuit like this, because if you do catch slower traffic at the wrong spot, it can hurt so much. There's nothing you can do about it. The sound of this Ferrari going around these street courses, you've got to attend the races to fully appreciate it, but this big snarling V12 and this special gearbox they've got, they can shift so fast it almost...
Hanger out of shape. He was lucky to hang on to that.
Holy gee, well that's his rally ability right there that Martin just talked about. Look at him flashing the lights. Get out of the way, and he actually got a little bit of a gap. I think the Corvettes are worried about him at that point.
That's Robin Liddell.
Look at the fluid all over that track. And oh, he locks up the rear brakes going in. Oh, and tagged the wall as well.
It's Gunnar Jeanette.
That is Gunnar.
Ah, but that's already...
Well.
It's something that has already happened with Robin Liddell. Oh, Gunnar very lucky there not to get clipped by David Brabham.
I wonder if Gunnar maybe got sideways on whatever the Porsche had already laid down on that particular piece of track. Look in the back.
That's David Brabham. Brabham is in trouble.
Look at it, yeah, locked up solid. Ah, man. Oh, it didn't hit the barrier at all, though, so that's good. He should be able to rejoin. And I don't think he lost a lap in that.
And that Intersport team deserves a medal. They have worked round the clock to get that car on the track this weekend. And to finish the story we started about this earlier, Bill, of course, that horrendous crash that Duncan Dayton had last weekend involving the Orbit Porsche. Let's have a look at it from last week at Infineon.
Yeah, frightening. The Porsche sitting up over it. Look at this tremendous impact. Duncan came over the blind rise at Sears Point. Another replay. How close? Oh, my.
He had nowhere to go. He was telling us yesterday it's in excess of $200,000 damage to that car. Emergency phone calls, emergency freight bills, because they got a lot of equipment, the tub, etc., from Hugh Chamberlain in the UK. A lot of the parts came over. It all arrived Thursday morning, and that Intersport team has literally worked round the clock to get this car here, and that makes it even a better story that John Field has been able to bring that from last to 5th overall. Yep. One of the Porsche keys to the race was, can Alex Job Racing be beaten today? Well, problems like this will help the other teams. There's big hassles for the 24 machine. Calvin.
Well, Timo Bernhard brought it in. He got out of the car and just shook his head. He had clipped the right side. You see damage to the wheel, and it has broken the suspension. This is going to be a lengthy stop and absolutely take him out of the running for the win today.
Up front in the 675s, Leitzinger, McMurray, and Dayton. Close moment for Butch Leitzinger. Watch this, top of screen.
Whoa, boy, he is so wide going off that corner there. Thankfully, that's a paved area. There was nothing happening at all, but very, very costly on time.
Coming out of turn 8, that was, and we've seen spins in the other races. It's been a wonderful weekend of racing, and Butch is in problems. Butch has got trouble.
Well, maybe that's why he went wide. Let's take a look at that right front wheel, see if he's got anything going down.
Let's listen.
38 cars in. We expect it to be fuel only. JJ Leto showing no signs of getting out. Tires are at the ready, but the Michelin guys believe they can double stint these and possibly stretch it to go the whole distance, 3 hours. Clean stop for the champion team.
The 28 has come to a standstill as well. The JMB Racing USA Ferrari 360 Modernas.
That's just out of the pit exit as well. While Pace Cars is out now, this could turn out to have just, again, a huge implication in the race.
While we're away, the number 1 car came in. Marco Werner pitted and handed it over to Frank Bieler. Calvin.
Down here with Marco Werner, sensational first stint there. You were really charging hard. Was there some confusion here on coming into the pits here? Did they want you in a lap earlier, possibly?
No, we have a right strategy. The team do it also right. The yellow lap is not so good for us, but I think before that comes the yellow one and push not so hard. I saved the tires, everything was okay. Very good car, very stable and constant in the lap time. That's important.
Well, while we were away, guys, both Corvettes came in, routine stops. They took fuel, they took tires, and they changed drivers. Gavin said his pedal is a little long when he came in. Ron Fellow said his brakes are fine. But take a look at the timing and scoring monitors. Don't forget that the 80 car was in front. The yellow giveth and taketh away. It's not anymore. The Corvettes had the luxury of pitting under the yellow.
Biela has a 1 lap lead over Leto, so apparently he was able to actually pass him as he was in the pits.
And that actually is, Bill, too, it's just taking a while to cycle through. He's got about 1 minute and 5 seconds lead. So JJ Leto is still on the lead lap, but he is about a minute, just a little over a minute behind. So JJ has really got to hustle. We are going back to green here at Trois-Rivieres. Let's go for it. And JJ Leto is at the head of the queue. Now he must really race and hope that Frank Biela gets caught up in some serious traffic so he can bring that 1 minute 28 deficit right down. And look at this. The bad luck for the racers group continues. All 3 cars have now been off track. That's the second one that has gone off in turn 1, and that is Kurt Wagner. And it looks like the day is done for the 66 machine.
Boy, I think he's going to keep his helmet on because Kevin's going to pound on him when he gets back to the pits. He went around and took a look at that right front corner, so I think
that is Kevin, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Kevin getting out of the car. Whoa, the 24 Bergmeister has spun.
Well, that's both of the drivers of that car have had an error today. Well, oh boy, he just simply lost it as he's coming off the corner. Look at the Ferrari trying to avoid him.
Yeah, and Magnussen does a great job. The Asemco Ferrari ducking through on the inside as well. That was Terry Borchella. Duncan Dayton has his problems.
Well, I wonder if he's got a brake problem too, because look where he's gone off. This is turn 1.
It's Frank Biela.
Oh, and he did too.
Oh, and Biela gets a little sideways and was able just to sneak on through.
Boy, well, Duncan, you are right.
And we now watch second in GTS. Yes, there has been a lead change here. Kelly Collins has got ahead of Johnny O'Connell. So the number 4 car leads the way. O'Connell has relinquished the lead.
Let's see. Well, he just ducked down the inside. That was under braking, actually. That almost looked like the number 3 car moved over for him and gave him the courtesy room that he needed.
And remember, whilst the 88 Ferrari, the ProDrive Ferrari, is right in front of them, this is not for position. The Corvettes reign supreme at the moment. Here comes JJ Leto slipping through. Still second overall, second in P900. He has his work cut out here to get by Kelly Collins and Peter Cox. He'll make short work of it. Oh, Kelly didn't see him, I don't think.
And look at the other Corvettes.
Now Johnny O'Connell sweeps around the outside, side by side. The Corvettes down the front straight. O'Connell will have the preferred line down into turn 1. Will Kelly settle? He does.
Yeah.
And Johnny goes through.
JJ pops the belts. He leaps out. You can see Johnny Herbert there has the seat insert. JJ a lot taller than Johnny, of course, and Fueller's going in. So they rolled the dice. But just like last year, they got a little unlucky when Johnny Herbert actually missed his pitting call, and they ended up with a podium finish, but they were in contention for the win. So once again, the champion boys are not having luck their side. They had the victory at Road Atlanta. This looks like a routine stop.
The 88 car has come to a stop. Thomas Enger back in that car, and it is stopped at pit out.
The yellow flag really seems to have killed your hopes of victory once again.
Yeah, it just destroyed the whole thing, you know. It's always us. You know, whatever happens, you know, it's always against us.
They need a big break now. We expect Yost in shortly.
They are in and they are gone, Cal. Frank Biela has come in for a very quick stop, and now he will go all the way to the end. Getting close.
Yeah, and that's about as close as the nail in the coffin right now, because Frank is going to have a full lap and a half lead. So even if a yellow flag comes out at this point, that does not help the champion ADT car.
Now the number 4 Corvette is in. Gavin will get in. Kelly Collins will get out. It'll be the exact same stop. They only hope it'll be quicker. Don't forget, Ron Fellows had those problems getting out because of the 24 car in front of him. If they can get out a little bit cleaner, if Oliver Gavin can get out, he has no obstructions in the way. They'll do the stop. He could gain time. We said all along, this race could be won or lost in the pits.
When they came in, or just before they came in, there was some 18 seconds between the two. It was a lot closer than that before. The reason why it blew out to 18 seconds is this.
Well, one of these things, this area here that appears to be getting so slippery, and look at the Corvette sliding wide and coming to a safe stop. Again, that paved area saving the car.
And look at this. This is a thrilling battle between the two yellow machines, the Corvettes, the factory Corvettes, between Oliver Gavin, Ron Fellows, and as Brian Till mentioned before, that pit stop was crucial, and it needed to be quick, and it was, because Ollie Gavin has got ahead of Ron Fellows. The 4 car is leading the 3, and if you don't think the rivalry in this camp is big, listen to this radio communication. These two teams race each other as hard as anybody else out on the track. While we're away, they were talking to Ron Fellows. Let's have a listen to this.
There's about 28 minutes left. Remember your brakes, okay? You can already see he's using more rear tire than you are. Nice and smooth, and we'll see what happens here at the end.
Look at Herbert. Working overtime. He has an inside run, but that sets him up for the outside of turn 2. Wrong side there.
Now he's really going to roll his mirror down here.
Inside, Johnny's got him. He gets his lap back.
Unbelievable. Good pass down by the Duplessis Arch. He took it. He is leading up the back straight. They're on the same lap now.
But it's been the Yost team today. Frank, the quiet achiever, as he brings it home.
Awesome.
Well, there was a yellow flag that put a big dent in the champion Audi, their run. But today it's Yost, it's Biela, it's Werner. They win at Trois-Rivieres. Yost, 2 wins in a row here at Three Rivers. What about Oliver Gavin? The Corvette battle. He took the fight up. He spun right before, well, actually, Kelly Collins spun right before the final pit stop. Ollie Gavin got back in the car, and poor old Ron Fellows was held up at his pit stop. Gavin gets the win, and Collins.
Great job, great pit stop, well done.
That's Ollie Gavin.
Birthday yesterday, celebrate today with a win, and Marco Werner, a great performance as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the best present the team could give me and I could give myself. No, I'm really happy because in free practice I did not drive too much, and yesterday I was not too confident because I did only a few laps and it was yellow and red and everything, and so I felt not too good. And after warm-up I felt a bit better, and let's say in the race it was just brilliant. The crew did a brilliant job again.
The 4-car boys did a brilliant job in the last pit stop, managed to get us out in front of the 3-car. That's really what won us the race. And then I just had to hold Ron off for a good few laps. Ron was pushing very hard, but managed to hold him off and just pull away a little bit towards the end there. But thanks to Goodyear for the tyres, they were great today, and we had those Ferraris beat.
Now, Lucas, everybody has been talking about how hard the racetrack has been. Is it physical or is it a mental difficulty threading it through these walls?
Oh, for me it was absolutely easy, you know. Sasha did the job. I just had to drive around and around without hitting something, so it is a pretty easy racetrack.
Yeah, so anybody can do this stuff, I guess, guys.
You're right.
Well, they call it the Junkyard Dog, Lee. The Banana Joe's Lola certainly looks pretty today, Duncan Dayton. What a way to rebound from last weekend.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just great. I mean, the crew has worked tirelessly for the last couple of days on this car, throwing it together. Hugh Chamberlain was nice enough to loan us this car, and the guys worked just incredibly to get it together. We fought it the whole way, but at the end of the day, we're here and we're on the podium, so we're pretty pleased.
Biela Werner on top of the tree overall and in 900. You roll down through the grid. The best in GTS, Gavin and Collins, they finished top 4. For the 675 class, they were top 10. That was Field and Duncan. We heard from those guys. And best GT was Sasha Mass and Lucas Lewin, 9th.